So, sir, thank you very much, sir. I'm extremely delighted today. A great honor, great privilege. Listening you has always been music to our ears. You inspired thousands and thousands of people, the poor people, the development professionals, the civil servants. And I'm one of those humble students and admirers of you. And let me admit, sir, that you changed lives of many thousand people, and I'm also one of those. So no words to appreciate your efforts and no words to thank you and acknowledge your great work. Let me say only one word, one sentence, that you are higher than Himalayas and deeper than Arabian Ocean. Whatever you've done for Pakistan is, extremely, extremely laudable, and one of the true sons of soil you are. So, sir, I will be, asking your journey, that right from the beginning, from your childhood, from your youth years, from wandering here and there throughout South Asia, Himalayas and the Karakoram and the valleys and, deserts of Pakistan. What have you learned, and what do you see about future? How would you like to, inspire us and give a message? And what do you see in future? So almost, alhamdulillah, you are witness to 1 century, 100 years, and may you live longer than that as well. So I will ask you questions. It will be bilingual, discourse. I will be asking some questions in Urdu, because a good number of audience today are from Pakistan, but also from abroad. I'm just told that one of my very dear friend, Mr. Malcolm Harper, who was an advisor to our microfinance program from UK, has also joined, and many other people from UK, England, and other countries. So, sir, my first question will be about your early childhood and youth, because people like to know what kind of a childhood you had. So बचपन क्या था, और बचपन के ख्वाब क्या थे, और बचपन के दोस्त कौन थे, और क्या आपने बचपन में कभी ये सोचा था कि मैं ये करूँगा और मैं इतने लोगों की खिदमत करूँगा, इतने लोगों के आंसू पोंछूंगा, उनके सर पर दस्ते शफकत रखूँगा, उनको इंस्पायर करूँगा? तो हमें ज़रा 89 years, 80 years, 70 years पीछे ले चलिए, और हमें वो जो इकबाल ने कहा कि हाँ दिखा दे या तसव्वुर, फिर वो सुबह शाम तू दौड़ पीछे की तरफ गर्दिशे अय्याम तू. तो थोड़ा सा बचपन.
Well, listening to you, अमजद in उर्दू, ताल्लुक तो लखनऊ से मेरा है, लेकिन मेरे ख्याल से मैं अंग्रेजी में बात करूँगा और फिर उर्दू में भी करूँगा. Actually, you are asking about my early childhood. Let me tell you that my life is really a bundle of coincidences. My mother died when I was only 3 years old, and my maternal grandfather brought me up. He was in the UP Civil Service. And when I grew up, I found myself in the household of a deputy commissioner, or collector as he used to be called. These were the colonial days, and as you know, the foundation of the British Empire, the civil service was supposed to be the steel framework. And the grandeur and powers of a deputy commissioner in those days, you can imagine how much I was influenced by all that. And especially what I liked was winter touring of about 3 to 4 months, which my grandfather used to do, living in camps, going from village to village, listening to their problems, deciding in on their spot. So you see, with that kind of background, I thought that, well, civil service was really my aim and objective. And that's what I pursued. But then another thing which happened was when I was an undergraduate there in Lucknow University, I fell in love with one of my cousins who happened to be from Dera Ismail Khan. Her father was a Pakhtun. And I don't know, I mean, it better not go in detail how she happened to be there. And we decided to get married. I was only 19. I had not even done graduation. And when I asked my grandfather, maternal grandfather, that I want to get married, he just I had sent him a letter, and he replied that you better go to your mother's grave, which is in Shahjahanpur, and ask her whether you should study or you should get married. But you know, love, what it is. We both had decided and we got married. I was abandoned by my family, but my wife was very determined. She said, I will prove your family wrong. And she threatened me that if you give up your studies, I will give you up. So I did my master's. And because I had no plans to come to Pakistan, but because she was from this part of the world and her father was in Peshawar. So in 1953, I migrated from India to Pakistan. And unlike many others, instead of going to Karachi, I went to Peshawar. And in those days, there was a scarcity, a dearth of masters in English literature. I had that degree, and even that, a first-class degree. I had to work hard with a gold medal. So I immediately got an offer of a lecture in Jahanzeb College, Swat. Of course, my aim was the civil service. I prepared for the competitive exam. And in 1955, I got into the erstwhile civil service, the CSP. But you know, strange are the snares or ways of fortune. In those days, as you know, there used to be 2 years training, one at the Civil Service Academy, especially spending some time in East Pakistan, also then East Pakistan. And then 1 year at Cambridge and Oxford. Half of us went there and half. And my first posting was in a subdivision called Brahmanbadia in the district of Kumila. And there, one day when I was holding my coat, 5 young people came to see me. And they said that they have been sent by their director from the Pakistan Academy for Rural Development, Kumila. And they said that we have been told just to shadow you for 14 days because our director says that you may have PhDs from America, but you know nothing about the field. So they spent 14 days with me and then went back. And one day there used to be a train between Chittagong, between Dhaka and Chittagong called the Green Arrow. Now in those days, Amjad, the only means of transport that the ACs used to have was a bicycle or on foot, or if this was somewhere near a riverside, then you could go by a boat. Or if it was situated on a railway station, then you can go by the train. When I got in the train at Akhaula, I was wanting to come back to Brahmanbadia. The compartment, there was a very impressive gentleman clad in khadar sitting there. And I, of course, saluted him. And he said, "Who are you?" And now I was quite taken aback that, look at, and I said, "I'm the Assistant Commissioner of Brahmanbadia." And he said, "Oh, you are Shoaib Sultan Khan." That shocked me even more. And then he said, "Look, I'm Akhtar Hamid Khan. And I had sent 5 PhDs who have joined my faculty to learn from you. And you know, you were put under a microscope and you came out with flying colors." So that was my first meeting with the legendary Akhtar Hamid Khan. And that is where, when you were asking why are you doing what you are doing, it is there that I say that I wanted to do whatever was in the civil service But he then planted these seeds of rural development, of poverty reduction, how to do it. And he was very, as you know, I mean, I don't know if you ever met him, Amjad, but he was very blunt all the time, and he would say that, look, don't try to be a reformer. Only prophets can be reformers. And you can't be a revolutionary because we have joined the civil service. And you can't invent. Inventions are very rare. So then I said, what should I do? He said, look, be a copycat. See what has been successful. And he was doing this program in Kumila. And you know his history, Akhtar Hamid Khan's, how he resigned from the Indian civil service. And when I asked him, why did you resign from the ICS? In fact, his brother told me that he had already done 9.5 years of service and resigned. And his father said, Akhtar, why don't you do another 6 months? In 10 years, in those days, ICS officers used to get pension. And he said to his father that, look, if I wanted money, why would I leave ICS? And for 20 years, you know, he just went on trying to find.
Excellent, sir. That's a remarkable example that, you know, just 6 months before, when he was entitled for all the benefits, he resigned. Sir, if you allow me, I will take you a little bit back again.
And that's what I tell, let me, Amjad, that there is, I find that similarity in you. Because I never resigned from service. I mean, I got into the United Nations, and then when I got seconded by the United Nations to AKRSP, then I took retirement. But you resigned. I mean, that is the similarity, you know. And that's why you have got those, what you have been able to do is those qualities.
I would just like to take you a little, you know, back again. You said that your first love affair started at the age of 19 years.
17 years. I got married at 19.
So that reminds me that जो है ना कि ये इश्क नहीं आसान, बस इतना समझ लीजिए एक आग का दरिया है और डूब के जाना है. तो जो लव अफेयर आपका स्टार्ट होता है in the teen of your age, तो वो सारी जिंदगी आपने इश्क किया, आपने वो आपका महबूब बदलता रहा. ज्यादा से ज्यादा ये कह सकते हैं आपने लोगों से मोहब्बत की, आपने इस मिट्टी से मोहब्बत की, आपने पाकिस्तान से मोहब्बत की, आपने अपने मिशन से मोहब्बत की. And you devoted entire of your life for a cause which you have carved out for yourself in the early years of your life. तो क्या हम कह सकते हैं कि आपकी पीछे सारी जिंदगी ये इश्क की कहानी है?
वो तो खैर तुम्हारी लफ्ज़ी का तो मैं मुकाबला नहीं कर सकता, लेकिन बस मुझे एक उस्ताद ऐसा मिल गया कि उसने ये जो सबक मुझे सिखाया, उसने पहला सबक ये दिया मुझे, जब वो ये कह रहे थे कि भाई आप रिफॉर्मर या रेवोल्यूशनरी या इन्वेंशन ना जाएं, तो उसके ऊपर उन्होंने यही मुझे सबक दिया कि देखो, अगर गरीबों की मदद करना चाहते हो तो पहली चीज़ तो ये वो राइफैज़न को कोट करते थे कि देखो उसने किया है कि देखो गरीब जो है उसकी बहुत सारी जो हैंडीकैप्स हैं, इसकी वजह से इनफरादी तौर के ऊपर वो अपनी हालत बेहतर नहीं कर सकता. इसीलिए वो कहते थे कि ये एक डेवलपमेंट पार्टनरशिप का जो कॉन्सेप्ट है उसमें गरीबों को पहले कुछ करना पड़ेगा. और उसका बेसिस जो वो बताते थे वो ये था कि गरीब से गरीब तरीन खातून हो या मर्द हो, उसमें सलाहियत है अपनी हालत बेहतर करने की. और वो कहते थे एग्जाम्पल देखो उसकी माइकल एंजेलो की, जब उसके मुजस्समे की तारीफ होती थी डेविड की, तो वो कहता था मैंने कुछ नहीं किया, मुजस्समा तो अल्लाह ताला ने संगमरमर में पैदा किया हुआ था, मैंने तो सिर्फ जो सुपरफ्लुअस मटेरियल उसको कवर कर रहा था उसको हटा दिया. تو کہتے تھے غریب جو ہے چاہے غریب سے غریب ترین ہو اس میں یہ صلاحیت ہے. سوال یہ ہے کہ اس صلاحیت کو کیسے اجاگر کیا جائے. اس میں جیسے انہوں نے بتایا کہ انفرادی طور کے اوپر ان کی مدد نہیں ہو سکتی، تو ان کو سب سے پہلے اپنے آپ کو منظم کرنا پڑے گا، اور منظم ہو کر کے ان کو اپنی تنظیم کا ایک ایسا جس کو کہتے ہیں سربراہ یا لیڈر چننا پڑے گا جس میں صرف 2 کوالٹیز چاہیے کہ وہ آنیسٹ ہو اور وہ سیلف لیس نہیں کہ وہ اپنے کو سیکریفائز کرنا چاہے، لیکن وہ اپنے ساتھ دوسروں کو بھی فائدہ کرنا چاہے. Peanuts in sense of the money that ADP has. The other ADP which has to go through them, that the departments are still not agreeing to do it.
That's great, sir. We truly appreciate the SAS program, Dr. Sania Nishtar, and this is the vision of the Prime Minister. And it has done extremely well during this COVID. But what you are saying and what I'm getting out of this is that there needs to be some kind of collaboration between the socio-economic pillar, the social mobilization, and the SAS program. So that will provide sustainability, and it will widen the audience. So that's a great suggestion, and we expect.
I think Amjad, Sania has done an amazing work. Yes. There's no doubt about that. And in fact, she is also aware of this. But basic thing is that when, we have 4 million, about 4 million BISP beneficiaries who have been getting this for the last almost anywhere between 5 to 10 years, Now we have to wean them away from that.
It will be it will, turn out to be a long discussion. But I want to, the questions which I gathered.
I'm saying that, of course, PPAF, they got money from IFAD. So they are doing this, but that's a very small, they're doing it with about 250,000 households. We are talking here, if you take this 20 million, and we see that how many are below the poverty line, so we're talking about 8 to 9 million households. So unless and until we do that, at least these 4 million who have been in receipt of the BISP grants over the last 5 years and more, they can be weaned easily with the money which we have.
So actually, my focus during this discussion, as I intended it to be, was to know more about you as a leader, so that we can, share your story with our younger generation. So would you please tell me something, 3 best outstanding traits which helped you to reach this point? I know you are extremely hardworking, you are a visionary, you are a work alcoholic, and I have read thousands of the pages of NFRs which you have written. But 3 most distinct traits which you would like to share with all the audience.
I've learned everything from Akhtar Hamid Khan. And he said that, look, if you want your program to expand all by yourself, you can't do it. Programs can only be replicated. But replication of program does not mean replication of program, it means replication of people. Unless you can find people who believe in what you're doing, it will not happen. Now these 10 network members, what was my job? My job was to find 10 people who would understand what I'm saying, what I want to do, what Akhtar Hamid Khan taught me. And you have seen That's the only, I mean, Akhtar Hamid Khan used to say that your biggest and greatest challenge is not what you can do, but how can you take those people who will take the program in the same direction. And I've been very lucky. I mean, all this that you have been, do you think I could have mobilized 8 million people? I mean, there are now 12,000 professionals working in RSPs. I have replicated maybe just 10. But then they have in their own turn replicated these thousands. For this kind of work that we are doing, and you must have seen yourself. Do you think that you have done all this?
Yeah. No,
if you didn't find these people, what are your qualities of leadership which achieved that? It's not much.
No, I truly believe.
Of course, you have to demonstrate, because unless you demonstrate yourself simply by telling people that you should do this, that, and the other, that doesn't cut up much ice.
No, sir. When you are saying these words, I'm remembering all my wonderful colleagues: Rashid Bajwa, Shandana Khan, Masood al-Mulk, Darjat, Fateh Muhammad Khan, and all those doctors. All those people. That's great. And similarly, in our Akhubat board of directors, we have Salim Ranjha, Nazir Tonio, Dr. Kamran. All those people follow your footsteps, no matter how, whether they worked with you for a longer time or not. But I truly believe, sir, that replication of people, it is the people. مجھے یہ بھی یاد ہے آپ نے مجھ سے ایک دفعہ کہا تھا کہ تم نے کتنے قرضے دیے ہیں مجھے اس سے غرض نہیں ہے مجھے یہ بتاؤ تم نے اپنے جیسے کتنے لوگ پیدا کیے ہیں
یاد ہے
تو this is how آپ کہتے تھے کہ ڈائمنڈز کو کریٹ کرو ڈائمنڈز یہ شائن کریں گے تو ملک شائن کرے گا لوگوں کو آگے لے کے جاؤ تو یہ جو absolutely agree sir کہ creating these social activists, this cadre of professionals who are willing to volunteer and who have a vision, تو ان کے بغیر تو یہ چیز نہیں. ایک اور سوال میرا ہوگا سر کہ ظاہر ہے یہ زندگی ہے اس میں مایوسیاں دکھ تکلیف مصائب ذاتی محرومیاں تو یہ فرسٹریشنز بھی ہوتی ہیں تو وہاں آپ کیا کرتے ہیں؟
اب اس میں تو ہم جہاں تک پرسنل ٹریجڈیز ہیں وہ تو everybody has their share. جو کہتے ہیں نا کہ there is always a woman behind a man. But that's very true about my wife. She is the one really who made me what I am. And she is the one who really took me through these difficult times also. I mean, after all, if you marry when you are only an undergraduate, then you know how much you have to strive and when you have been abandoned by your family. But as far as the program is concerned, of course, I mean, I just gave you an example that the president approves the whole program countrywide and then what happens? But I don't give up. We go on striving. There are opportunities. Whenever there is an opportunity, I mean, how has RSPs been replicated and increased? I mean, it was just, we got an opportunity, there was a prime minister or a chief minister who took interest, but that interest was only till he was there and then he or she, somebody else came. Then, so that keeps on happening. And the main thing is that as Akhtar Hamid Khan, again, I will mention him, he would say that, look, you have two options. When you come across such situations and you think that there are these external reasons why it is happening, and you curse them and you sulk, that's not the answer.
Yeah.
The answer is that go on building your islands. So that's what we keep on doing. And there are no, But I can assure you, there is no dearth of these obstacles and these situations. But one has to just take it, and there are always a time for everything, and they pass.
So what you are saying is that never give up and continue your struggle, and there are many opportunities yet awaiting you.
There will be opportunities will come.
So can you define life? What is life? जिंदगी को अगर आपने चंद लफ्जों में बयान करना हो कि जिंदगी क्या है, इसका मकसद क्या है?
So I'll quote Tolstoy's words. One of the places he says, the only certain happiness in life is when you live for others. That's it.
आपसे सर अगर ये मौका आपको मिले कि आपको एक दफा फिर से अपनी जिंदगी गुजारने का इख्तियार हासिल हो, तो क्या ऐसे ही जिंदगी गुजारना चाहेंगे या वुड यू लाइक टू एक और तरह की जिंदगी जिसमें आप कुछ और काम करना चाहें?
No, I think I'm the luckiest man in the world. I had a wonderful childhood. I had a wonderful family life. I have 4 daughters. Of course, my biggest tragedy was when left about 32 years ago. And as you said rightly, that I have most wonderful people working with me. I don't have to do anything really. As the Chinese proverb is, that a good manager does nothing himself, but leaves nothing undone. Now these names that you narrated of these 10 RSPs, I don't do anything really. But whenever they want my advice, whenever they want my help, I'm there. So can anybody be more luckier than that?
Sir,
I mean, and the beauty of it is that they get the work and I get all the awards from starting with the UN award and then Max Sesse award and then Duke of Edinburgh's conservation medal and whatnot. God knows, Sitare Imtiaz and Hilal Imtiaz and Nishani Imtiaz. I mean, it's their work.
नहीं सर, लेकिन इस ये जो जैसे कहते हैं ना कि पहला जो कदम उठाने वाला तो असल एजाज उसी का होता है कि कौन पहली शम्मा जो रोशन करता है और कौन पहला किसी बंद दरवाजे पे दस्तक देता है. तो मेरे भी आपसे जो जाती मरासम हैं और जो मेरी अकीदत है आपसे 25 साल से ज्यादा हो गए, मैंने गुस्से में नहीं आपको देखा. आप गुस्सा क्यों नहीं करते?
गुस्से करने वाली कोई बात करोगे तब गुस्सा करूंगा ना. वैसे ही गुस्से करने से तो कोई फायदा नहीं है. यानी जब कोई गुस्सा करने वाली बात ही ना करे आप, तो फिर अब ये जितने ही लोग हैं मेरे साथ, जब वो कोई ऐसी बात ही नहीं करते.
आप जो परसूट ऑफ एक्सीलेंस है आपके अंदर, आइडियलिस्ट हैं आप, तो ये मुमकिन तो नहीं है ना कि हम जैसे लोग गलतियां ना करें, लेकिन आपने कैसे ये अपनी शख्सियत को इतना संवारा कि आप बड़ी बड़ी गलतियों को भी नजरअंदाज करते हैं और मुस्कुराते हैं. तो ये हम चाहते हैं कि हमें पता चले ये गुर, हम भी तो ऐसा कोई काम करें. कि मेरे साथी जो है ना, मेरे साथ फिजा बैठी हैं, ये तो नाराज रहती हैं कि आप हमसे नाराज होते रहते हैं. तो हमें बताइए ना कि हम क्या करें.
ये तो खैर तुम्हारी अब इंकसारी है. इसमें तो ऑनेस्टली कुछ करना नहीं पड़ता. इट ऑल कम्स नेचुरली. वो जैसे कहते हैं ना शायरी में, आमद और आवर्ज. इट इज नॉट आवर्ज. Maybe that's what I feel. that is what should be done. اور بیسیکلی ہمیشہ ہر چیز میں there are positives and negatives, but you have always to see that which balances what. Perfect تو کوئی بھی نہیں ہے سوائے اللہ تعالیٰ کے, تو اس میں غصہ کس لیے کیا جائے.
وہ میں اس کنٹیکسٹ میں بھی کہہ رہا ہوں نا کہ ہم پیشنس ہمارے پورے معاشرے میں شاید کم ہو گیا, تحمل اور درگزر کرنا اور کسی کی غلطیوں کو. تو یہ میں نے سے مراد ہم سب دوستوں نے جو بھی آپ کے ساتھ کام کرتے رہے, تو یہ آپ ہی سے سیکھا کہ تحمل سے اور بردباری سے. دس از ون تھنگ ایکسٹرا آرڈنری جو ہم آپ سے حاصل کرتے رہے بہت ساری اور چیزوں کے ساتھ ساتھ. تو ہم جب بھی اخوت کے بورڈ کے لوگ بھی اور باقی لوگ بھی جب آپ کے متعلق بات کرتے ہیں تو ہم کہتے ہیں کہ کون سی ایک خوبی ہے شعیب صاحب کی جو ہم چاہیں گے کہ ہمارے اندر بھی آ جائے. تو بہت سی خوبیاں ہر آدمی بتاتا ہے, لیکن ایک کامن یہ ہے کہ آپ کا جو تحمل, برداشت, حوصلہ, مسکراہٹ, سب کو ساتھ لے کے چلنا, تو یہ چیزیں میں نے اس میں بہت زیادہ ہم نے اس کو پایا کہ
اس میں کوئی ایفرٹ کرنا پڑتا ہے. نہیں ہے.
مجھے یاد ہے صاحب نے ایک دفعہ کہا کہ بھائی تم نے سول سروس چھوڑی ہے تو اب تمہیں پٹواری کے بھی جا کے گھٹنوں کو ہاتھ لگانا پڑے گا, اس لیے اپنی انا کو چھوڑ کے تو پھر یہ کام کرو. تو یہ اپنی انا کو چھوڑنا یہ بھی ایک مشکل کام ہے, لیکن میرے نزدیک یہ بھی آپ کی سکسیسز کی ایک ریزنز ہے میں سے ہے.
یہ بھی انہوں نے کہا تھا اختر حمید خان نے مجھے کہ دیکھو اگر غریبوں کی خدمت کرنی ہے تو اگر لوگوں کے بوٹ پالش بھی کرنی پڑے تو وہ بھی کرو.
یہ تو سر بڑی خوبصورت بات ہوئی کہ مطلب
I don't mind. I mean, for example, اب چاہے وہ سیکشن آفیسر کی مجھے خوشامد کرنی ہو یا ڈپٹی سیکرٹری کی, یا میں سب کی خوشامد کرنے کو تیار ہوں.
لیکن اس خوشامد کے نتیجے میں اگر کسی کی زندگی آباد ہو جائے, غربت کم ہو جائے,
یہ سوال تو یہی ہے نا. اپنے لیے تو میں نہیں کر رہا, شاید اپنے لیے نہ کروں, لیکن جب یہ معاملہ آتا ہے, اب ظاہر ہے اب تم نے تو مجھے 90 سال کا بنا دیا تھا, وہ 90th ایئر, لیکن اللہ تعالیٰ نے سب کچھ دے دیا جو کچھ بھی. بٹ why do I do it? Because وہی ٹالسٹائی والی بات, that is the certain happiness.
سر 2-3 سوال کچھ لوگوں نے بھیجے ہیں, وہ میں پوچھنے سے پہلے وقت اب بہت زیادہ نہیں رہا, تو کوئی ایک پیغام اگر آپ دینا چاہیں at this stage of your career, تو پھر میں 1-2 چھوٹے سوال پوچھوں گا جو لوگوں نے ہمیں بھیجے ہیں. بہت سارے لوگ مسلسل ہمیں ای میل اور میسج کر رہے ہیں, تو کوئی خوبصورت سا پیغام آپ دیں کہ جو ہم اپنے دل پہ لکھ لیں اور پھر بھولیں نہیں.
نہیں, اب پیغام میں ایسا دونوں جو کہ واقعی اس کی ریلیونس ہو, تو میں تو اپنے ہی لوگوں کو پیغام دے سکتا ہوں. مطلب یہ کہ جو غربت دور کرنے والا کام کر رہے ہیں, جن کے پاس یہ ہیں, وہ کا تو یہی ہے کہ یہ جو ہے نا, اکثر لوگ کہتے ہیں کہ جی آپ تو ایک بالکل you have got a one track mind, you are always talking about the same thing. But the main thing is that this one track or these principles of subsistence holders development, which I learned from Akhtar Hamid Khan, he used to say that these are as precise as the law of gravity. And if you go against these, then you're building crooked walls. So to my people, I always say these things, that look, unless you have a viable, financially viable framework of grassroots institutions, you cannot build on that. If you build on that, then you are building on sand. تو یہ تو وہ سن کے تھک گئے ہیں میرے لوگ, تو بالکل تھک گئے, کہتے کیا ایک ہی چیز کہے جاتی ہے. And of course, it is all built on this conviction that even the poorest of the poor has the potential to come out of poverty. But for that, there are three things which are needed for the success of this kind of approach. First is the willingness of the community. If the community doesn't organize, then you can't do a thing. Unless they basically fulfill their obligations, the three obligations that are. And secondly, of course, that you need this support organization, this catalyst or whatever you may call him, or call this organization, with people who are committed and dedicated. And of course, the resources. Some people are Grameen, Professor Yunus and you used to, and Brack, Abid Baroom, they used to laugh at me. They used to say, "What are you trying to do?" And I used to say, "Well, I'm trying to persuade government to act like NGOs." He would say, "What do you mean by that?" I said, "I need the resources of the government and the flexibility of the NGO."
Mashallah.
And that's what I've tried to build up. Because as you know, I mean, you were saying that what are your disappointments? But you should also ask me what are your successes. How it come that all these RSPs have been set up by government by giving endowments? How come with that there are phases where a lot of programs then, I mean, I told you about SIND, what SIND has done. They have given the money. I mean, I got this grant from EU, but for the rest of the countries, it is the ADP from where the money came. But what I was hoping that the other money would also be channeled through it, which the department said it.
वो मैंने सक्सेसेस का इसलिए नहीं पूछा कि हमें पता है, हम तो हर रोज देखते हैं अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह आपकी जो सक्सेसेस हैं, तो
मैं उसकी सक्सेस की बात नहीं कर रहा था, मैं इसकी बात कर रहा था कि ये इस किस्म के जो ऑब्स्टिकल्स आते हैं, जो फ्रस्ट्रेशंस भी होते हैं, वो इसी नेचर के हैं ना, कि कोई सुन नहीं रहा है. अब जैसे तुम्हें याद है, तुम ले गए थे मुझे किसी के पास, उसके बाद क्या हुआ? सब कुछ होने के बाद सस्ती रोटी आ गई. I mean, you were very brave कि तुमने फिर कुछ कर लिया.
इसमें सर इसमें कुछ पर्दा नशीनों के भी नाम आते हैं. तो आपने सर चार चीजें बताई हैं अपने आखिरी इन चंद फिक्रों में. विलिंगनेस ऑफ द कम्युनिटी, लीडरशिप and resources.
Within the community, the diamonds जिसकी मैं जिक्र कर रहा था ना, कि community के वो diamonds हैं.
Willingness, leadership and diamonds and resources plus the flexibility which जो हमें हुकूमत में हासिल नहीं होती.
नहीं, वो flexibility मैं जो मांग रहा हूँ ना, मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि willingness of the community, that means that they agree to organize and also identify a leader who will be the diamond of the community. और जो obligations हैं वो करेंगे. Then the second thing is, of course, capital is power. They will have to have the discipline. अगर अपना पैसा जमा नहीं करेंगे तो बाहर से पैसा नहीं मिलेगा. And obviously उसी के साथ उनकी potential की बात है. But then to do all this, क्योंकि वो अगर कर सकते तो कर लेते. वो तो यही है ना कि जब अगर गरीब अमीर बन सकता था और अमीर को देख करके बन सकता था तो हो जाता. तो then you need a support organization, and support organization you need the dedicated and committed people. That examples you already gave. लेकिन ये सब होने के बाद resources के बगैर तो नहीं हो सकता ना. I mean, why did it happen in Andhra Pradesh? Because the government produced all the resources, everything. तो उसी में मैं कह रहा हूँ कि this is an approach. If you are wanting to do it, तुम अपना भी देख लो. Unless the resources come from outside, and most of the resources are with government.
मैं ये कहना चाहूँगा सर कि right from a person, ایک ٹوٹی پھوٹی کچی بستی میں دور دراز کسی گاؤں میں بیٹھا ہوا ایک شخص، اور پھر آغا خان، سب لوگ یہاں سے غربت کی گہرائی سے لے کے ریسورسفلنس اور امارت کے جو بڑی بڑی شان و شوکت والے محل ہیں، وہ جو کہتے ہیں نا کہ ہم ہوئے تم ہوئے کہ میر ہوئے، ان کی زلفوں کے سب اسیر ہوئے. تو یہ سب لوگ ہیں جو آپ سے محبت کرتے ہیں، غریبوں سے لے کے امیروں تک. And that is because of your dedication, your passion and compassion, your love for humanity. تو کوئی الفاظ نہیں ہے میں آپ کا شکریہ ادا کر سکوں، آپ کے بارے میں لوگوں کو بتا سکوں، اور آپ کی خدمات کا ہم احاطہ کر سکیں چند منٹ میں. ڈھونڈو گے اگر ملکوں ملکوں، ملنے کے نہیں نایاب ہیں ہم. تو میں اخوت کے بورڈ آف ڈائریکٹرز کی طرف سے، ہمارے دوست آپ سے محبت کرتے ہیں، ہمایوں احسان صاحب ہیں ہمارے دوست، سلیم راجہ صاحب ہیں، کامران ہیں، ڈاکٹر اظہار ہیں، خاور ہیں، نذیر ہیں. تو اس کے علاوہ ہمارا سارا اخوت کے 7,000 ساتھی، پھر لاکھوں ہمارے. آپ یقین کیجئے میں اپنے ہر ساتھی کو یہی بتاتا ہوں کہ یہ سب جس شخص کی محبت کا فیض ہے، اس کا نام شعیب سلطان خان ہے، اور ہم آپ کو بہت بڑا مقام دیتے ہیں. سب یہ ہمارے لیے اعزاز ہے کہ ہم نے جو کچھ دیکھا، آپ سے سیکھا، آپ سے سمجھا، آپ سے سیلف لیسنس کیا ہوتی ہے اور کمٹمنٹ کیا ہوتی ہے. تو ہم دل کی گہرائیوں سے آپ کے لیے دعا گو ہیں. آپ نے 90th برتھ ڈے کا کہا. آئی ایم لوکنگ فارورڈ 100th برتھ ڈے، جب آپ سے میں پھر مخاطب ہوں گا، آپ کی باتیں سنیں گے. آپ کی باتوں میں خوشبو ہے، محبت ہے، اور زندگی اور ہوپ ہے. سب سے بڑی چیز جو آپ ہمیں دی، بہت سی اور چیزوں کے ساتھ، وہ ہوپ ہے. مین ود ہیٹ اینڈ مین ود ہوپ. So I'm sir extremely obliged and grateful. اللہ تعالیٰ آپ کو صحت پر زندگی کے ساتھ ہمارے سر پہ سلامت رکھے.
بہت بہت شکریہ امجد. تو کیا میں کہوں، تمہاری تو جتنی تم تعریف کرتے ہو، مجھے پتا ہے میں اس قائل تو نہیں ہوں، لیکن تمہاری محبت ہے اور تمہاری اپنی انکساری ہے، کیونکہ تم تو مجھ سے کہیں آگے نکل چکے ہو، لیکن اس کے باوجود تم مجھے لاتے ہو بار بار. اور یہ تو میں تو بہت مشکور ہوں. اور بس میرے تو یہ خواب ہے کہ پاکستان کے غریب سے غریب ترین جو ہیں، ان سب تک ہم پہنچ سکیں اور ان کی مدد کر سکیں اور ان کے اس غربت کے چنگل سے نجات دلائے، جس پہ تم بھی بہت بڑا کام کر رہے ہو. خدا تم کو کامیاب کرے. تم بہت مشکور ہوں تمہارا اس دوائی کا. شکریہ.
خدا حافظ سر. اور میں آپ کے بیہاف پر تمام سننے والوں کو اور تمام لوگوں نے جنہوں نے یہ آرگنائز کیا، ہمارے اخوت کی ٹیم نے، آپ کی ٹیم میں سے کچھ لوگوں نے، اور سارے جو رورل سپورٹ پروگرام کے ہمارے دوست ہیں، ان کے لیے بھی ہم دعا کرتے ہیں. بہت شکریہ.